Next week will be the 2019 season premiere of Football Friday. This week, the 2019-2020 season of South Dakota Prep Sports begins with the other kind of football, soccer. Defending AA boys champion Washington, welcoming in Harrisburg to Yankton Trails Park. We'll jump to the 12th minute. Washington on the attack, couple of block shots, but Muhammad Kelly finds the back of the net, and the champs are up 1-0. Only a minute later, Washington strikes again, and it would be again off the boot of Kelly. This time he's going to deke a defender out of his socks and put it square into the back of the net to make it 2-0 Warriors. Looked like they were going to make it 3-0 a couple of moments later after a Tiger turnover. Jeremy Benson's going to wish he had this one back as he puts it just a bit wide. However, they would get plenty of goals. Go on to get the victory by a final of 5-0. A couple miles away at Howard Wood Field, Roosevelt kicking off with Brookings. First half, Sawad Smolovich with the shot. Xander Larson dives to make a spectacular save and keep things scoreless. It wouldn't last that much longer, though. A few minutes later, Smolovich, who was really the man of the match, at work again. Nice pass in deep to Dexter Hayek. He puts it away, and it's 1-0 Roosevelt. A few minutes later, Smolovich, maybe still a little bitter. He got denied after that great save. Look at these moves. He gets two dekes, and they're not going to rob him this time as Roosevelt goes on to get the victory, 6-1. Defending AA girls champ Pierre making the long drive from the capital city to face Brandon Valley. Brandon Valley up 2-0 in the first half. Pierre kicking into high gear in the second half. Katie Williams had a good shot, but it hit the football crossbar, and that's no good. We remain 2-0. Lynx looking to put it away with a free kick. Callista Kochmick fires, but again a little too high, and we stay at 2-0 in the final minutes of the game. Pierre with one more chance to get on the board and maybe make things interesting down the stretch. However, it's Lynx keeper Abby Bastian having none of that as she stops one more shot to finish off the shutout. And Brandon Valley gets off to a good start, knocking off the defending state champs 2-0. The South Dakota State Amateur Baseball Tournament continuing this evening in Mitchell. The A tournament actually resuming after a week off. This is a double elimination tournament. Yankton clinches their spot in Sunday's championship. They're the only unbeaten team right now. They beat the Brewers 3-0 in elimination games. Renner, who hasn't been out of the title game in seemingly a couple decades, they're going to stay alive and play tomorrow to try and reach that championship as they defeated Brookings 12-2. And in the other elimination game, the Sioux Falls Flying Squirrels, maybe they Moose Sturgis, I don't know, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Anybody remember those cartoons anymore? Anyone? No. Okay, well, in the State B tournament, final bit of the quarterfinals wrapping up this evening. Garrettson 15-0 over Clark, and the defending state champs Canova over Del Rapids 7-0. Those two will meet in the semifinals tomorrow, and minus my comedy, maybe. At the trade deadline 2 weeks ago, the Minnesota Twins chose not to deal for a starting pitcher to bolster their rotation for the stretch run. Texas's Mike Minor was one of the starters available. He's currently 11-6 with an ERA below 3. Tonight, Minnesota gets a look at what they could have had as they faced Minor in Game 2 of their series in Arlington, and Max Kepler, he says, forget what ifs, I'm a man of absolutes. And he absolutely crushes that Minor pitch for his 33rd home run to make it 2-0. However, Texas would rally, trailing 2-1 in the 6th inning. Nomar Mazzara. That's into the gap, and that'll roll all the way to the wall, and the runners are going to come home. 2-run double gives Texas a 3-2 lead. However, in the 7th inning, Minor's still on the mound, and that was a major mistake for Texas because Jonathan Scope tees off. 2-run shot gives the Twins the lead, and it's just gone final. Minnesota hangs on to win 4-3, and Cleveland loses to the Yankees. So Minnesota's leading the Central now 1 game and a half. The Canaries still searching for their first win against Fargo Moorhead, 0-5 against them after last night's 4-2 loss. Look at this play by Jordan Ebert. Tags the bag to rob T.J. Bennett and then throws home for the rare 3-2 double play. That kept things tied at 1. However, the next batter in the 4th inning is Leo Pena. He singles right back up the middle to give the Redhawks a 2-1 lead. Looked like the Canaries were finally getting off the schneid, though, in the 5th inning when Burt Reynolds hits a game-tying RBI double to bring home Mike Hart. The Canaries built a 9-4 lead, but story of the season, the bullpen blew it, and they now trail 11-9 late in the 9th inning. 5 years after graduating all-time leading rusher Zach Zenner, South Dakota State is poised to have its best rushing attack behind a deep and talented group of backs. The feature back is sophomore Pierre Strong, who ran for nearly 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns, despite not becoming the starter until the 8th game of the season. The lightning speed of Strong is countered by the thunder of bruising senior Mikey Daniel. The the Brookings native who ran for 630 yards and 10 touchdowns. They'll also have a healthy C.J. Wilson, who was on pace for a big freshman season until injuries sidelined him and actually allowed Strong to shine. With the depth in the backfield, there's no denying that they'll be the focus of the SDSU attack, especially as they break in a new quarterback.
Our group is probably the most veteran group on the team. We have the most reps. So there's going to be a big emphasis on us to kind of take over and lead, not just with our performances, but, you know, helping people mentally, helping them grow.
When coach subbing in and out the games, you know, the defense don't know what's going to hit them, you know, so it's just different.
We're going to use our running backs in the passing game more than we ever have, but we better figure out a way to have success running the ball, because we do have 3, 4, 5 really good running backs.
Well, and finally tonight, we saw Matt Mooney holding his basketball camp this weekend, and he's getting ready to start his pro career with Memphis. Turns out he was almost going to be a teammate of Mike Daum overseas. Now the two choosing different paths to try and make their dreams come true.
We had an offer from actually the same team in Spain. We could have been teammates over there. It was nuts, but no, he texted me. He's a good dude. He's playing in a good league, and I'd be playing in a good league. Like, the NBA scouts are still watching, so like you still got a chance if you go over there. But you know, I think trying the NBA right now is probably my best bet. Next year I'll be a year older, and you know, so this is a good opportunity for me right now. Memphis is young, so we'll see how it works out.
Good luck. We're back in a moment.